Black Gay Table Talk brings you Marriage Sessions with Kenan and Domonic. With almost 20 years together, Domonic and Kenan work to bring light to what has them still going strong. Open your minds to new outlooks on companionship, trust, and loyalty.
Destiny sometimes packages your heart's desires in ways you can't fully comprehend. Coast down memory lane with all the laughs, tears, and triumphs worth celebrating.
And this is our love story.
Let's share.
All right, and thanks for joining Marriage Sessions, brought to you by Black Gay Table Talk. I'm Kenan.
And I'm Domonic.
And for today's episode, we are going to talk about the cooperation phase. And then after that, we have a fun little couples Q&A moment where you kind of pick each other's brains and, just have a little fun with it. So hopefully you enjoy.
Yes.
Well, this is our love story.
Let's share.
All right. So, what for our viewers is the cooperation phase?
Let me get that for you. So, cooperation stage or phase within a relationship. It's the stage where there is peace from issues having been worked through and roles agreed upon. However, there is much to be done. Houses to be financed, children to be raised, increasing job responsibilities, all resulting in a distance between the couple that can cause the marriage to feel more like a business partnership. And this is right after that rebellion phase. So you kind of work things out, as I said, and now it's okay. We got this house to finance, children to get to and from places. A job is becoming a bit more responsible because I'm getting promoted. So that distance sometime between the couple can cause it to feel like we're running a business.
So, do you feel that way?
I do.
I do too.
I do.
But I think
we are literally in the cooperation phase right now. Like, we are in it.
True. But I think that we've known we've been in it. It's because you feel the shift in the relationship, right? He doesn't do the things he used to do, and not because he doesn't want to or doesn't have the mind to. There's just not enough time.
Because of having to run.
Because of do
this, do that.
That phase of life that you're in. But I will say this, it gives relief to hear the description, because you can be in that mode but not really have the context or the structure to what it is to be able to actually handle it or deal with it.
That's true. So now hearing it kind of puts it into perspective to where, oh wow, you're right.
Yeah,
we are technically running a business. We have our roles. There are things that need to be done. We have to get them done at this particular time, in this particular way.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a business. We have a whiteboard that has dates and times of things that need to happen. Let's make those happen when they do.
True.
Dinner's at this time. Here comes bedtime. Let's wake up. It literally is like you're running a business of the household, our house. So I think it does. And I will say too, tying back to that, couples, feeling like it's, I guess, becoming apart a little bit, maybe not as close due to the fact that we're running a business, I think is definitely true to some degree, because you really have to work hard to find that time for you and I. And sometimes it takes planning. Like, it really does. Oh, hey,
it does take
let
planning.
me call your grandmother so that see if she can watch them on this day so that we can do
watch the kids.
Right. It's like you really have to plan to really get time, together as a couple so that we can, keep things going. Keep things going in a way that we would want it to. So it is.
Things turn from phone calls like, hey babe, how was your day, to now, hey babe, did you forget to do this? Did you do that? Can you pick this up? Or, you know,
Did you start dinner?
there are task lists now instead of just the
Hey, how you doing?
genuine, yeah, curiosity at how your day is going. But
Hmm.
um, nevertheless, though, it is um, a time in life where you see each other support each other in a
Hmm.
way that you had not before,
Okay.
because now you're sacrificing at a different level. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, through the other phases, yeah, there are sacrifices in getting to know the person,
Hmm.
but when you become accustomed to how things are, walking around the house naked, or
Hmm.
being able to just fix a meal really quick just for the two of you, or sit out,
Hmm.
or even just the freedom to come and go,
Right.
all those things you're now compromising on, because the bigger picture is making sure that the household and the family is supported and taken care of
There you
as a
go.
whole.
There you go. Yeah, the spontaneity piece becomes a bit more difficult.
True.
Um, it really does. And I can see how, with that not being there, it can lead to, a bit of a distance, but also, too, I think just the fact that the things that are happening in this phase, because you are correct, jobs, our jobs become more responsible because we're doing more in those things. And then you have your after school activities. So then after work, you're doing this. It's just, it's a business. It really is a
True.
business. But I will admit, you really need to find and take that time to really get to know your partner. I've done it before. I think you may have seen the reel, hopefully you have, where I did the date night outside, but just trying to find those little bits of time where you can plan to be together and just be you, be married, be
Yeah.
happy, cuddle.
So, given that we are in that phase, or that we have been in that phase, how do you prioritize making those things happen? You know what I'm
The
saying?
things
And it
between you and
sounds,
I, you mean, or
yeah, like prioritize trying to keep that distance from not growing out of hand.
that's true. Ooh, that's a good one. Planning. It does take planning. I will admit, it's not going to be consistent, because depending on what's going on in the household, I may be able to, like, one day plan to do it. Like, I have to start early, plan to do it, but I may not be able to do it the next weekend because of something else going on. So it really just take planning and trying to stay, I guess, somewhat consistent
Hmm.
with what you are doing, so it doesn't become so, um, I guess, inconsistent between the times that you are doing it, if that makes sense. I try to keep some consistency, but sometimes it's hard to keep it. So that's what I'm trying to get at. But really, I'll say this: the key thing to it, though, is planning. It really is planning. And if you don't plan it, it's not gonna go. Especially with having to maneuver the people in the house and get them to where they need to be. So
Hmm.
it definitely takes some planning and making sure that you get that done.
Hmm. Well, I am spontaneous. I am that creative type where, it doesn't take much for me to um it doesn't take much for me to conceptualize something, right? Putting the structure behind it and all that, like, of course we can do that together, but
Hmm.
I will admit, I do want to, there are times where it does feel like, consistency lacks, or, you don't
Hmm.
feel as appreciated as you once did.
Hmm.
Um, or that the importance of having those moments together, you know what I'm saying, that it
Hmm.
has faded a bit. But then again, you remind yourself of the bigger picture and what's going on, and seeing that person, you should be able to look at them and know, okay, well, I know if he could, or if we had the time, or if circumstances were different, he would be doing more of this, or it would be at least, almost the same as it once was.
I agree. I agree. And this is why, like, just kind of going back to you and I, yeah, you're right. I know that there's times where you just may be tired. Like, I mean, there are days where I'm so tired, like, literally, as soon as I lay in bed, my eyes are
He's
closed.
gone.
I
I've
mean,
never seen somebody fall asleep so fast, y'all. He literally could be talking, well, yeah, and the sky is blue and the sun was orange today. And he's out. So
And then I'll wake up like, oh,
true.
yeah, because some days, because I mean, I'm waking up really early and then kind of staying up late due to really me wanting to get time with you. Because once he's in bed, it's like, I want to be with you. So we chilling, hanging out, and
And that goes into, like you said, kind of making that effort
mhm,
to make something happen,
right.
because there's a balance, y'all. There's a balance. So, yes, I understand, he's tired, or yes, he understands that I'm tired. But at the same time, your ass need to put forth some effort, okay? Like, I understand you're tired, but guess what? I'm tired too. And if we don't do this, then what? What happens? We have more distance that happens between us,
Mhm.
which ultimately, in the end, I think we all know is never really healthy for a relationship.
Mm.
So there has to be accountability too, and communication, right? So
Yes.
you have to be okay sharing, you know what? Hey, babe, I understand that you're tired, or I understand we have this going on. However, here's what I'm needing from you. And these are some ideas that I came up with that we can try to make these things happen, and then not just putting out there what you need, but asking them what they need also. So it's a
Mhm.
two-way street, you know? So I don't know. That's my my 2 cents.
I can definitely agree with everything you just said. And this is why I said there has to be some effort.
Yeah.
And even though the effort is there, it may not be consistent, but at least you're putting forth some effort to try and do something. So this is
Mhm.
why I may not do it every Friday, but maybe every other Friday, or maybe a Friday and then next week, Saturday, I'm trying to, do something. Because I know there's things you like, things you like to do. And again, we don't get much time together. Um, but it's just, it really, like I said, it takes planning. And
Yeah.
there is some spontaneity to it as well, because I may spons, I may spontaneously think to do something.
Right.
Now I got a plan to do it.
Right.
So yes, because I have to. The kid can't be here, so I got to call, the grandmother. Hey, can you come over? Blah blah blah.
True.
Oh, I got to go to the store to get what I need so we can make this night work. So I mean,
True.
even though there's some spontaneity to it, it does take a bit of planning.
True.
Um, and yeah, but our weeks, well, me personally,
So
sometimes I'm just so tired. It's like I want to do something, but I swear, if I get in this bed, it ain't gonna happen.
are you talking about Mr. Nasty Tom?
Even that,
Oh, my bad, Joe.
even that. But it's
But
like, yeah, it just sometimes, like I be thinking, I know he's gonna want some. Let me find some energy, please, Lord, give it to me. Give me some energy, because I want to do it too, but it's the energy. I have to find
oh my
it.
gosh. Um okay, so shifting so we don't start talking about sex right away.
Sure.
Thinking of how life can get busy, career, family, home, the whole nine. It all
Mhm.
can be busy. Even what are some moments that you look forward to that kind of give you that release, as far as you and I are concerned?
Throughout the day, like in the day, or just period.
Period.
Well, I do like, in our I definitely do like that. I feel that there is still some, well, I still feel that I am needed to some degree, when it comes to him and what he wants to eat, during the daytime. So, um, he, well, he says he doesn't know, but he doesn't know. I'm sorry, he says he does know, but he acts like he don't. But how to use, like, the apps for ordering food, like DoorDash, Uber One, things of that nature. And so what he'll do, like, he'll in the daytime he'll be like, "Hey, can you order lunch for me, please?" And I'll be like, "Sure." But I do like in those texts because it kind of gives me a feeling of, hey, we are connecting, But then also too, because again, we're so busy, it's hard to sometimes speak when he's gone and I'm at work or whatever. But it kind of gives me a sense of, oh, he still needed me. It feels good to be needed. And so I'm ordering his lunch. But I think also too, even when you get here, I think after he goes to sleep and it's just you and I enjoy those times too. Because again, I don't get to see you. Um, You know,
as
during the day.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So let me give y'all a little rundown. So with those apps, those eating apps, and all that good jazz. So I heard a while ago, and I cannot remember, unfortunately, who the financial advisor or guru was. I can't remember him, but the message was if you're in a household where you are using the apps to order food and have it delivered, or you're, transferring money back and forth, or that peer to peer sharing as far as
Hmm.
funds, it's better to use one app in the household versus having multiple people downloading the apps, because you got the identity theft, the data breaches that are happening every
Hmm.
other day or every few minutes.
That's true.
And it basically minimizes the risk that you take on as a household or
Hmm.
as a whole. And it also gives you a quicker turnaround as far as finding out where the breach or where the issue originated from.
So, yes, I will say that I think my information has been definitely compromised more than yours have. And I think it's because I tend to be the one to put, I guess, my information out there because he has yet to be compromised. I don't think you've been compromised at all, have you? I can't think of it. So, what they say works. If it's two of you, literally use one card or whatever that looks like and keep it to one person because it does help. But I will say this, though, he gives that, and I understand what he's saying. But I will say this, though. I told him he can log in as me under the same app
I don't
and
want to do
still
that.
do it.
I don't want to
So
do that.
even it'll just be him under my
but
name
then I
getting stuff done,
but then I wouldn't need to call you, babe.
which is true, and I won't feel needed, so I don't mind it. But yes, but that's what I can say. I guess that makes me feel a bit thankful, as far as my days and what they look like. Just the fact that I do feel needed sometimes, and then just kind of finally getting our time, a quality time together before we go to sleep. So yes.
Yeah, for me, I look forward to being able to like kind of crawl up under you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like cuddle time. um, yeah, I we could not talk all day. That's fine. Like literally, that gives me. I won't say all that I need. You know what I'm saying? But it gives me that like that woosah moment. Like, okay, this is why. Like this moment is why everything has to go like it goes because
Even the chaos of running a business, the
yeah,
household.
but everything,
This is
yeah,
great. This is
yeah,
amazing. Okay,
yeah.
I appreciate that.
So let me ask you something.
Hmm.
What, and this might sound kind of random, but I'll loop it back around for you. So,
Okay.
what are some books that kind of shaped how you approach having um, this relationship or having this life that you can recall?
I will admit I cannot think of any books because
No,
I haven't really read much. It's
really?
difficult to read. Yeah, maybe earlier, but
Well, yeah, earlier.
um, I can't specifically think of any books per se. Um, but I will admit though, as far as just relationships in general and us having what we currently have,
Hmm.
when we first got together, that was really, I won't say it was not the case. I didn't really, I guess, truly fully understand what that would look like or what it did look like. So you have taught me a whole lot. I will say that
Hmm.
within our time being together. And then the fact that, again, you communicate and set proper expectations. And I think communication being the key, but you communicate what you want. And I appreciate that because you know, I guess hypothetically speaking, men sometimes don't know what to do. And so the fact that I may be thinking this is right, but when you confirm it or deny it, it kind of helps me, maneuver through the relationship and kind of get things to where you would like it, but also too the fact that you're happy, I am too. So
Yeah.
I won't say there's any books per se, but I think really it's just life experiences for me,
Yeah.
and what you taught me too. So.
Got it. I asked that question because I remember um when I was coming to figure out who I was and what I was and what I liked, I
Hmm.
guess, or who I was. Um, I read B Boy Blues by James Earl
Okay.
Hardy. And that was my book. You could not tell me I was not a little bit. Okay. But I think, and this may sound so cliche, and maybe it won't, but me reading that book at the time that I did, and I know I was young. I was young. So this was before I started dating anything, but um it helped me to kind of take on that I saw that I saw was needed in that relationship
Got it.
with Pookie and Lil Bit. You know
I
what I'm
get it.
saying?
I get
Like
it. I get what you're saying.
the communication hurdles, being able to communicate, being able to share what you want, what you like, what works for you, what doesn't work. And not only that, challenging yourself to show up and be what the other person needs you to be as well without compromising your integrity or who you are, you know?
Got it.
I don't know. Yes. So,
I understand what you're saying. And it kind of makes sense, and I see how that may have shaped. I get it, but yeah,
yeah.
I didn't have that experience. I wish I did something like that. That was like, oh, okay. So
Shout out to
this is
James Earl Hardy. People are blues.
this
Yeah.
was oh, okay. This is what I want, or something to that effect. Like I didn't, I guess I didn't have that. But that's fine. I think what I have now is just as great.
All right.
Hmm.
All
Yep.
right. I am not mad.
And I will admit, we can't speak, I guess, from experience on the reunion phase, but it's basically where, hey, the kids are older, things have settled. You don't have to really do as much anymore for the children
Mhm.
because they're old enough or they're gone. So now you reunite.
Right. You come back and you start learning each other
There
again
you go.
now that life has kind of slowed back down and you have
Yes.
that time to focus on each other.
Yeah, you're now basically going through reunion phase. So that is the next phase. Not that we can really speak on it from experience, but definitely want to say what that was next to kind of wrap up this cooperation phase that we're going through and that we've discussed with you today. So,
Yes, yes. So okay. If you could play any sport with
mhm.
me, just me and you, what sport would that be?
I think you know. Do you?
No?
It would be tennis.
Oh, okay. Of course. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I
Why
would.
tennis?
Well, it's a sport that I can play and I love. But also, too, I would love for you to learn it as well so that we can play together. I can see ourselves at the country club, playing tennis with each other and other couples at the country club. And we get through, we go
Got it.
take our showers and go into the steam room. We kind of meet and eat lunch, and just hang out at the country club all day. I see that happening. So that would be nice. But yes, I think for me it would be tennis though. I would love for you to know how to so we can play together.
Got it.
Why'd you ask that question? Like where'd that come from?
That's one of the questions.
Oh, okay. Okay. What about you? What sport? Because I'm down for any sport.
It would be football.
Oh, okay. Like flag, flag or tackle.
I want you to tackle me.
Gotcha.
Y'all help us. Help us.
Well,
Like,
I can use the racket to spank. That's okay. I can do that. But no, it's funny. Well, not funny, but yeah,
it would
football
be.
is a very, I guess it could be intimate in the sense that there's a lot of touching and, grabbing and all that other stuff. So, and
Hmm.
that's what you want that to happen.
Hmm.
I get you. I get it.
Oh, okay. So the next question,
Hmm.
um, I'll, and this one is shifting the gears a bit, but are there any family traditions that you remember as a child
Hmm.
that we've implemented that you're appreciative, that we did implement or that
Hmm.
you would like to implement?
Well, there are some traditions we haven't implemented, but I think it would be a bit difficult maybe to do so. No, I think one of them we can. But for example, you know, like New Year's in Junkanoo. That was something we always did. Like
Hmm.
waking up early in the morning, I think before the sunrise, going to where they're going to where they were going to do the parade and just watch the Junkanoo parade. That was all every New Year's, right?
Junkanoo in the
Yeah,
Bahamas.
Junkanoo in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Also, too, another tradition that we did was going to church on New Year's Eve and literally praising and worshiping into the new year.
Hmm.
So that was something too that we have. I think the whole time I lived there, we did until I think we moved here. Then things changed a bit because most churches weren't staying open to New Year's. To New Year's, the ones we went to, they weren't
Hmm.
staying open into the actual New Year itself.
Hmm.
So that one did kind of go away, but definitely, I think those two. I think the one with New Year's can, or the going to the church can be implemented. I think we
Hmm.
just got to find the proper church to go to, but the other one might be a bit more difficult. Maybe we can make it a tradition where we travel and go to the Bahamas.
Yeah,
That would
yeah,
be
that would be
nice.
good.
That would be
One,
nice.
I would want them to become
Eh,
more accepting of the
Mm,
LGBTQIA plus community,
I know.
but that's a whole different
It
episode.
sure is.
Um, okay, so I think for me, and I had to implement this. Like, I love that um around Christmas time we get out the train sets.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
growing up, my mom and dad, they always made sure we had these train sets either around the tree or set up. So my thing was, whenever we started our family, I wanted, train sets, and I wanted to add to it each year, the Christmas train sets. That's
Hmm.
cute.
Hmm.
Polar Express.
But I will say this though: the traditions we have, I guess, what was they started or with us currently being together, for example, what we do now between me and you, which is one household, your parents' household, and then my brother's household, we kind of decide who's going to do like either
Hmm.
Thanksgiving or Christmas. So it kind of switches around. I kind of like that.
Hmm.
Us getting all together during those times to
Hmm.
basically spend time together as family. And it's just kind of switching to see who's going to do it, who's going to host this year.
Hmm.
If you do host, maybe you just do a few things, we bring the rest. But I like that. I do like that.
Yeah.
That tradition
Yeah.
that we've started. So I think we started just doing them initially because we wanted folks to kind of come over to our home. But
Yeah.
then folks were like, no, we can do it. We can host. Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
It's kind of loaded.
Okay.
Is there anything about being married or in a long term relationship
Hmm.
that you feel is overrated?
Overrated. When you say, well, let me make sure I understand the word overrated, right?
Hmm.
When you say overrated, mean it's like it's too much. Like
Like,
it's
it's
not
good, but it ain't all that. Y'all hyping it up too much. Kind of like, is there
okay.
anything about being in a relationship that you feel is
Overrated.
overrated, and specifically a long term relationship or being married?
Wow. My initial thought is nothing. So I'm
Okay.
trying to think of is there anything that's overrated?
Hmm.
Mm, I can't think of anything. I would say nothing's overrated. My thing
True.
is any relationship that you're in, if it's working and it's working well, um, I love it,
Yeah.
and not all marriages or relationships are the same because mine and yours may be different from somebody else's. But if you
True.
alls are working and you got it going the way that you need it to go, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Um, yeah, I don't. Because my thing is, especially within the gay community, as far as relationships, some of them don't last as long,
True.
number one. But then also, two, I think in all relationships they do change, and we kind of spoke about the changes they go through.
True.
Um, but my thing is, as long as you all are units and you're willing to stick through whatever comes forth,
Hmm.
then I'm good. I'm okay with that. I'm
Hmm.
okay with that. Yeah, I can't think of anything that's overrated. Like, yeah, you know, like, no, it is.
It's
It is. It is.
okay, same. So
Okay,
okay, but I
that's
was
good.
just curious because I've never seen a question like that. Like
Hmm.
the only
That is an
thing
interesting question.
I could think of is I think there's a perception that, oh, life will be easy. Oh, it's gonna be a breeze once we get married, as long as we can, you know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, you're I guess everything is heightened. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't ease up because you've gotten married. Like it becomes even more important to
Hmm.
communicate and to like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know, it's funny you say that because then I heard a joke or a comedian or someone joking about, I'm not going to get married because we will be talking about, oh, it's work. It's hard work. You got, you know, and that's the
Yes.
way they were talking about it, which is true. It's not easy, but you're right. We do get the perception, I think, even as kids that, you know, well, especially girls, that, oh, you know, you're going to get married and things are just going to be nice
True.
and easy. You're going to have, you know,
True.
so, but no, marriage is work. It really is. And, it was just funny to hear that comedian say that because it is true. It really is true. It's not easy peasy, but there is some work to it, but it ain't that hard. I mean, I think
True.
it takes communication to make it easy, but yes.
True.
Hmm.
True. Um I well, you know what? There is one thing.
Okay.
So so okay, I'll give background. So in my head, right? Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. Like when I'm married, like people will address me and my husband, and there'll be certain things he'll handle or take care of. Um, and I think that's cute and that it's wonderful. But I think sometimes being sold that picture of what that looks like,
Hmm.
it kind of sets you up because at the same time, no, I'm an individual
I
too.
knew
I'm
it.
an individual too. How
I
dare
felt
you
it.
not acknowledge me and only talk to him? Like, I mean, like really? Like they asking, can Keena come outside and play? What? Excuse me? I am grown, okay? I had a whole identity and things that I accomplished before this relationship. So how is it now that I digress. But anyway,
That
um,
is true because I think it did happen in our relationship to some degree. Now it's a thing is I don't think
mm,
it is it's not as much, but
no,
where you're right, it was the because you said it felt like you lost your identity when we got together, you know. So
and not even at first, but over time.
hmm.
But I think that came because I kind of positioned myself. You know
In
what
the
I'm saying?
background,
And
what?
right.
Okay.
Because I did like the fact that you would take care of business, or when folks come up talking, depending on the
Hmm.
person, they would come up talking and you would be the one handling or ordering, all that
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
I think I liked it, but then eventually I'm like, wait, hold up, but I want to be able to order for myself now, or I want to be able to talk to the mechanic and have him not look at me and say, well, you want to call Dominic? I'm like, are you really? Like, um, yeah, but I won't say that it's overrated per se. It's just one of those things. Whereas, um, you may think that you want things to go a particular way,
Hmm.
but when they do go that way, it shows you, okay, well, you know what? Maybe that's not what I wanted. So I don't know, but yeah. Thinking of cartoon characters,
Hmm.
what cartoon character most reminds you of me?
Okay. So the thing that I like most about being in a relationship, is just really having a partner and someone there to support you through thick and thin.
Mhm.
I think that's because even in, I mean, there are some friendships where they can be done, but I think with the fact that with friendships, there's no, I guess, intimacy to some degree, but I think that even kind of makes it like, you know, you all have bonded in a way that a friend won't, if that makes sense. And with that
Mhm.
being said, you know me, you know, from head to toe, you know, from the beginning to the end, you know,
Mhm.
and you know what it takes to maybe get me through or what to say or whatever that looks like, you know.
Yeah.
So I just think the best part for me is just knowing that someone is there that you know is going to support you even if they don't like you at times, they're going to support you. And that's marriage. I mean, that is. I love
True.
that. I love the fact that there are times where I may not like you, but I dare someone to say something about him or something happens. I'm there. I'm there real quick.
There are times you don't like me, babe.
I mean, there's times, yeah.
Oh. Know when to lie, okay?
But then I turn right around and say, I love you. So, oh, but the second question, the cartoon character that reminds me most of you. But where I first want to go was like to one of the princesses.
Wow.
Because you shared earlier just a bit about, B-boy blues and how that kind of molded, and it makes me think
It
about.
didn't mold me into a
No, it
princess.
didn't, but it makes you think about one and what they're,
I could be Prince Charming.
But let's see though. Oh my goodness, babe. I'll say Tweety Bird. I really, I can't,
Sweetie, okay, why?
because he's cute and he's small, but when he speaks, it's great. You know.
He spit knowledge.
Yes, exactly. He really do. Like he don't say much, but when he do speak, it's some good talking. So yeah, I think that's mine. That's what I would have to say. That's what I'll have to say.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. I'll say for me the my most favorite part about being in a relationship
Hmm.
is, or being married, I'd say, is being able to go through life experiences together and
Hmm.
have that, that s- same skin in the game as far as what we experience in life, and making it the best that we can make it for each other.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah. Um, in part because no matter what happens anytime ever, when it comes to one of those things, it's like, oh, well, we did that,
Right.
or
Right.
we experienced it,
Yeah.
so it's ours.
And that's something I do enjoy, especially with you, just the experiences we do together. Because there's some things that I may have done, but I haven't done it with you. So it makes it even better when I do them with you, and then vice versa. So I can agree with.
True.
Hmm.
You got kind of lucky though, because there was a lot that I had not experienced
Yeah, because you were
in
young.
life
Yeah, I took all
before
your
I
young
met you.
years. Yes.
I didn't say, well, I kind of gave them to you,
Okay,
but
good. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna look for that, return on my investment
I got you on the
sometime.
ROI.
um, a cartoon character that reminds me of you,
Hmm.
I would have to say Buzz Lightyear.
Okay. Okay. Explain that one. I
Like at any moment, you're gonna say to infinity and beyond. Like what?
because
you like you like saving me, or
okay,
saving. You know what I'm saying? You
okay,
like I.
the
I
help.
can look at you and I can see a sense of um pride and like, you feel accomplished when there's something that we need, or we uh have to get through, or whatever the case may be, and you've been able to rescue the day. Like, I
Hmm.
see that in you, so you have a lot of those savior qualities.
Okay,
Yeah, that's how I put it.
gotcha. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's big. I can see that.
All right, good people. Well, this is the end of our show, and thank you for tuning in again. Thank you for listening and following us on this journey. It is a bit scary opening up and, putting yourself out there. So hopefully we don't disappoint. And something that we've said has given you at least a little piece of an idea that you can use in your own lives. But
Yes.
if you've not already, stop by www.blackgaytabletalk.com, where you can find other podcast series that you can take a listen to.
Hmm.
You can find other episodes of marriage sessions, of course. You can also stop by our retail therapy shop and get you some retail therapy. Again, thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining.